In the 1800s there lived a young girl named Mary. An illness washed over the place where they lived, making people drop dead after a short period of time. When physicians couldn't find a pulse, or when they put a mirror under the nose of the seemingly dead, there might not always be condensation on it from their breaths, so the fallen would be easily assumed to be dead. But were they? Cases of people who were pronounced dead, but weren't, happened often. So when one would die, people would put a small hole in the coffin, and put a piece of string through the hole that was attached to a bell. The bell would hang on a stick by the homes of the deceased, and if they woke up they would simply pull the string, ring the bell, and would be dug up. Of course, when Mary was too bedridden and slowly died, she was laid in a coffin in her grave. She wasn't to be buried under just yet. It would be easier to nail the coffin she was put away in. The string and the bell was of course on hand. Days passed, then up to a week. Her parents never left the house, wishing with their very being that their sweet Mary would awaken again. Friends of the parents claimed that if she had not awoken yet, then she never would. That day the parents left the house with their friends at their behalf. When her parents had gone, a neighbor came and began to fill her grave, string and all, just in case she would wake up if she was still alive, and if so, before she suffocated. The neighbor had said his remorse and walked to his home. Not soon after Mary awoken from her slumber, she pulled the string to the bell that wouldn't be heard from her parents who were out and the neighbor who was too far away. She pulled and pulled the string until the bell fell, and so did the stick. She began clawing and scratching at her wooden prison until her fingers bled, then she cut scratching till she breathed her last breath. When the parents arrived home, the father soon realized that the bell, as yards away from it originally was, and soon called for his wife to come and help him dig up their daughter. When dug through, they unlatched the coffin and found Mary in a petrified state, her hands like claws covered in blood, same with her white dress she was buried in. They put a mirror under her nose to see if her breaths would show. Condensation was shown on the mirror, but even so she was dead. Her spirit is said to have attached to the mirror, and now whenever one calls Bloody Mary 3 times, she come and claws at the unknowing victim. This is just one of the said stories to be about her demise. There are plenty, and there might not even be fact behind the year, but still it's a gory story that can still kids, and you still have your heart beat up every time you say her name.